Hey everyone, Nate from Grower's House here. And today we're going to do a test that was brought up by one of our customers because it was a really good question. The question was, he normally uses a 1,000-watt ballast, but he wanted to see what happens to the bulb spectrum and intensity as he dials his 1,000-watt ballast down from the superlumens feature to the 1,000-watt feature to 600 watts and even to 400 watts. In particular, he was using Solus-Tech ballast and the 1,000-watt HPS bulb from Hortilux. So we thought, why not throw it under our spectrometer and see how the spectrum changes as a 1,000-watt bulb is ran at different wattages. And not only that, but how does the overall intensity change? And maybe are there any efficiencies or non-efficiencies that are gained by using a 1,000-watt bulb at 600 watts? And is the intensity linear or maybe exponential in how it decreases? So we're going to throw this under our new spectrometer, the Black Comet from StellarNet, which we're now using to do all of our spectra readings and our PAR readings, rather than using the PAR meter we were using before, which was a nice one. But we found that the PAR meter we were using earlier wasn't quite as accurate as we wish it would be. There would be about a 5% plus or minus in the PAR readings depending on what type of light you were using, LED, HPS, HID, MH, CFLs. So we have this new very sophisticated meter that we calibrate each time we do light measurement to get the most accurate light readings possible. And this is some university grade equipment, so we're really excited to be using it and get some really useful data out of it. So let's throw this combination under our meter and see what we get out of it. So we completed the test and using the Solus-Tech 1,000-watt matrix with the Hortilux 1,000-watt HPS in the Karma 8-inch air-cooled reflector, which has panels that cover the air-cooled ducting, so we thought it would put a nice even footprint over the space. So let's see, we tested this bulb in every wattage setting in the Solus-Tech matrix, which has 6 total wattage settings. It has your standard 1,000, 600, and 400 watt setting, and then it has a superlumen setting for each one of those settings, bringing it up to 1040, 630, and 420 respectively. Now we also measured the voltage, which we tested this at 120 volt, the wattage at the wall for each setting, and the amperage at the wall for each setting, all at 60 hertz. And we came up with a ratio of PAR over watts. So this center PAR really means directly below the light fixture at approximately 24 inches above the light meter, we measured the PAR intensity in micromoles. And what we did is came up with a ratio of PAR over watts. So you can kind of see how much usable photosynthetic light you're getting per watt of input. So there's a pretty good correlation between when the ballast is operating at higher wattage, it was actually more efficient at putting out usable light for your plants. So as you dial your 1,000-watt bulb to 600 and 400 watts, you'll actually be losing some efficiency, although you will be, also saving in wattage. But we thought that was a good way to see the efficiency of the lamp. Now here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and you can see the differences in the spectral graphs. So this one's a little bit busy because we have all of them laid over each other. But as I scroll down, you can see the difference in the superlumen setting versus the standard 1,000-watt setting. And moving down, the superlumen setting for 600 versus the standard 600, and the superlumen for 400 versus the standard 400. Now, we thought one of the most interesting things is how the graph actually changes as you, the spectrum changes as you go from 1,000-watt here to, example, the 600-watt. You actually notice that the lamp does not cover as wide of a spectrum when you change down the wattage setting from 1,000 to 600, and even from 600 down to 400. So what you're really getting is a narrower spectrum as you're dialing your your 1000-watt bulb down to lower wattages. You can see on the 1000-watt setting, you're getting much more broad coverage, and which you would think that would actually end up helping your plants out and yielding more and being healthier, having more photosynthetic capability. And lastly, we also did some graphs that overlay the standard 1000, 600, and 400 watt setting, so you can more easily see how those spectral graphs change, and also the superlumen settings for 1040, 630, and 420. Other than that, we had a lot of fun doing this test. It was, it taught us a lot about how these bulbs change as you change wattage within your ballast. And if there's any other tests you'd like to see, definitely put it in the comments below. Give us a call, write us an email, and we'll also put all the data in the Excel format so you can download it and do what you will with it. Other than that, this is Nate from Grower's House. Happy growing.